All right, so hey, my name is Roman, aka Young BizWiz, and this is week 3 of working as a manager at a Hispanic restaurant as a gringo, barely speaking any Spanish. And today we're going to talk about what I've been learning at work, what I've been doing, how the job has been treating me, and we're going to be walking at a little bit of a park with a little bit of a waterfall actually. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. First things first, the third week of me working at Pollo Camperos has been a little bit interesting. This is the first week where I've been been a part of talking to the customers and trying to take their orders, which, if I'm gonna be honest, I have mixed feelings about it. First things first, I thought I'd be a lot worse at it, even though I've been trying to prepare for this moment or this week, being able to talk to the customers. Realistically, if I'm gonna be honest, I worked on my Spanish enough to be able to take the orders that are very simple and straightforward, but I do struggle when the customers ask for specific things like how much it costs normally to buy the products or like the meals, how much it how long it will take, and what kind of things come with it, or when they start asking questions that don't relate to the menu. I'm not able to answer those questions. But when it comes to dealing with customers and talking to them face to face and being able to just ask them like, hey, like, what do you want to eat? And then they tell me what they want based off of the menu, and me knowing how the menu is and been trying to memorize it for like the last 2.5 weeks. I kind of understand from there, and then just tell them how much it costs and then put the order in. So for that reason alone, I think I'm doing a lot better than I expected, but I will be usually shadowed in general just in case I need help, or I will from time to time ask for help when I don't understand exactly what a customer wants, when they like try to mix up their order, like some of it to go, some of it eating there, or some pieces different than the others. Sometimes it gets very complex and I'm not used to it, but in general I've been trying my best and I'm pretty happy about it actually. Being able to take some orders and not actually like just sitting there and acting like I have no idea what's going on is quite a blessing actually. But other than that, I've been counting the money and make sure things go well at work at the end of the day. So far it went pretty well, and for the first few days, we were sometimes missing money, but it wasn't due to like my fault. Just, we happened to be short on change at a few of the cash registers here and there for the first few days, but it wasn't too bad. But yesterday it was my end of the third week, and I accidentally deposited more money into the safe than I was supposed to, which left us shortchanged on cash for a little bit. And it wasn't just a little bit of money, guys. I deposited a bit over, and it kind of caused some ripples. But other than that, like overall, depositing money, counting the money has been pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I did make that big mistake yesterday, which I still can't believe I did. But overall, it's pretty interesting and pretty cool to see how much money actually comes in through a business like Pollo Campero. It's way more than Smoothie King, I'll tell you that much. And like, the amount of volume of money that you'd have to count on a daily basis is way more than you might have to count at Smoothie King in like a week, if I'm gonna be real with you. So yeah, it's been an interesting learning experience from there. But as you all know, I do like showing a little bit of clips here and there about other things that have been going on at the job. I did finally get my paycheck, so just so you know, I actually did get paid for my job. I'm not actually getting scammed here. It's a little weird that they do ask you for your social security when you're applying for the job. Not even when you're getting a call back or when you're discussing more interview opportunities, but when you're getting your social security number, giving it to them on the application online without ever talking to them. And you might be like, Roman, isn't that a complete scam? And isn't that completely crazy? A, I think it is completely crazy. But B, what happens is at a place like this, at Pollo Campero, they how do you say this nicely? They get a lot of people that are undocumented wanting to apply and work there. So people that are quote unquote qualified to work there because they can speak Spanish and English, some Spanish and English, could be qualified to work at Pollo Campero, but they don't have socials, they don't have papeles, no papel, no socials, which means social security card and whatnot. So they don't have documentation basically, and they'll still apply for the job. And while everything might look good, it ooh, I got some like dirt on my camera. It ruins the hiring process because they can't really process them anymore. And I think that's very interesting that I still, knowing damn well, not knowing that I talked to them, still gave my information up. But, you know, I guess it worked out for the better. And it's kind of surprising to see firsthand how many people actually apply to pollo camperos. You wouldn't think like a lot of people just walk in and apply to jobs. Like I didn't have barely anyone apply to Smoothie King in person. You know what I mean? But at Pollo Campero, at least the shifts I'm working, I've probably seen up to like 10 people, 10 plus, applying to Pollo Camperos a week. Most of them not really speaking any English. Some of them without any papers, a lot of them actually. And they just want to work to make money, which, I mean, I completely understand. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I don't really want to get into that discussion whether it's right or wrong to be applying for jobs without papers or not being allowed to work in America and still making money. But hey, I mean, people got to eat, right? And if people don't enforce rules and stuff isn't done to prevent people from, you know, just come into a country and just, you know, basically take jobs and not have to pay income tax or whatnot, then there's not really much for me to say about that, because once again, it's out of my hands as just another citizen of America. But, you know, now that Pollo Camperos doesn't hire people and they do require social to work there, which is every other job, it's just more, I guess, necessary to ask for it here because of how many people apply without papers. But yeah, well, this is nice. I like the view here. This is a great view. But yeah, other than that, let me think what else. I mean, I think you guys already know how dirty it gets when I be cleaning on the night shift, right? What happens with how dirty and how greasy the floors are? Once again, it's nothing like working at Smoothie King. I think it's very, I have to drive this over and over again. Even though most people probably aren't introduced to the food industry through Smoothie King, I feel like I have to repeat that process over and over again, just because I went from working at a restaurant with no grease, no hot food, into having to help work in that cooking environment. And oh, are they kissing? Is he breastfeeding? I don't know. I don't want to look too much, but you know, going from that environment to another, it's very how do I say this? It's very eye-opening to see it happen in real time. And just having the opportunity to see maybe how like a normal restaurant operates, you know, with like a grease trap and everything, and actually having to clean it through at night, you know, it's very eye-opening to me, and it's very dirty and grimy work, if I'm gonna be honest. And if I'm gonna be honest, can I kind of just say right here, I'm not too fond of it. Not too fond of the cleaning process at all. But yeah, it gets very, very dirty, very, very quickly, and it's very hard to clean up. So yeah, other than that, what else is there to add to the Pollo Campero lore for this week? I did end up outlasting a manager at work. So someone actually ended up getting fired while my tenure working here, before I actually ended up getting canned. And you might think, well, that's a little weird. Why? How is it possible that someone ended up getting fired before you got canned, Roman? You don't even speak enough Spanish to work there. Well, A, I think I get along with the people enough and they like me. B, I think that, you know, it comes with being reliable and on time, being consistently showing up to work and doing like the basic stuff definitely gives you bonus points. Showing up at time, showing up clean cut, fitted, in uniform, on time, always trying to help. Those are things that go a long way. Maybe like combined together goes a long way. But yeah, I ended up outlasting a manager there, and I'm pretty happy about that. Unfortunately, it seems that would mean we're a little bit more understaffed than normal, but hey, that's not really my concern. They have to hire more people anyways because they want to make a new location and have new managers go over there. So they have to figure that shit out themselves. But yeah, I've outlasted one manager as a gringo. You know, very impressed, very proud. But one thing I would like to add is also recently, at my third week at work, we had the district manager come by, check out our store, and we failed. We failed by quite a bit. I wasn't there for one of the checkups, but I was definitely there for the second checkup. And yeah, we failed our district meeting maybe once or twice. I don't know if they failed with me, I know I lost some points because of some things that were going on with the store, but in general, we failed and we had to make some changes, and they weren't very fun changes, but yeah, we failed inspection, which I think was pretty funny to mention. I mean, I couldn't imagine failing inspection at Smoothie King, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, it just never would cross my mind. Like, but over here, they're actually so busy with how many customers come in and trying to get stuff done, because you're usually always understaffed, that like on the busy days, like, you just have no time. Literally, you have no time to get stuff done on time, and you just try to get it done when you can, which could be literally 3 hours later than intended, like, targets and purposes. So yeah, pretty interesting to mention that. And yeah, I mean, I'd like to add a few videos here and there of me eating. Here is me eating a meal at Pollo Campero. I've been trying to try more of the meals there, and I've been enjoying it. You know, their sandwich honestly is really, really good. Would I say it's better than the chicken sandwich at Popeyes or Chick-fil-A? It's hard. Like, it's a good 7.5, but it's literally just chicken and bread and maybe some pickles. Nothing too crazy, you know what I mean? So if they had some cheese on that bad boy, ooh. But yeah, that sandwich is over like $10. So for the price, I wouldn't say it's the best price, but you do get a side with it. But it's a pretty damn good sandwich. And I've been kind of surprised comparing working at Pollo Campero into trying other restaurants. One of my things is that I went to a Hispanic restaurant recently this week. Very expensive, actually, about like $80 or so. And the amount of portions they gave at that place compared to my place, the amount of portions that they gave at that Hispanic restaurant versus the place I work at for more money actually blew my mind. And I guess maybe it was because we were more of a ritzy area, but like at the place I work at, right? They gave literally like 40%, 50% more portion on some of the things that costed less money at my store than it would at this store. And they charged me more money for it. And you know, I'm just talking about getting charged more money on if I paid money for it. Like, I was so pissed going to this Hispanic restaurant. I think it was called like Mamacita Tequila or something. And like, it just blew my mind that it was like a 4.5 stars, 4.6 star restaurant, and everyone was raving about it. And the portions there were horrible, and it pissed me off. And then the next day I go to work, and like, dude, I was so much happier eating my food at work than I was going to that Hispanic restaurant and paying all that money. Maybe the money had to do more with the factor than anything, but still, I was just mad. Like, that portion pissed me off. But overall, while working there, how do I think the people think about me? The people are very nice, once again. I think the employees are treating me very well. Management, everyone there, they're very nice. I wouldn't have a job if, you know, and be working there if they weren't very nice people. And even though we are kind of understaffed and underpaid or whatever everyone's saying in general, this is like every other job, right? Everyone's underpaid and understaffed. So it's like whatever, right? But overall, I've been enjoying it more and more as I work. I'm not really in the learning phase as much. I'm more in the applying phase, but I'm still learning. There's still stuff I still have to learn, even though it's been 3 weeks at my job. I haven't really done anything mainly by myself. I've just been mainly helping out as a manager, more than someone that can like really lead the whole store and make sure everything is good. But yeah, people are very nice. I've been enjoying working there more and more. I think that always counts for bonus points. But yeah, other than that, this park is beautiful. It's a beautiful day today. And I hope y'all know, if y'all are looking for a job, don't give up. I think it took me about 150 job applications to work at this job specifically. And I still applied for jobs outside of this job while getting this job. So if you fail the first 50 or 100 times, you know, keep on applying, keep on trying. Whether it comes to job, life, or anything, just keep trying, guys. And yeah, well, I can still try and look for a new job because, you know, there could be a job out there that's like better paying or whatnot. I still try my best at work and just do what I can. And yeah, overall, that's about it for this video. My name is Roman, aka Young Bizwiz, and this is my 3rd week on working as a store manager at a Hispanic restaurant without really speaking Spanish. I'll see you guys next week, which will be my 1st month working there. And hopefully I got more clips and videos to show y'all. Take care. Have a great day. Peace. Bro, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Listen, just because she spells beans like bands and rice like rice does not mean she's a bad employee. Bro, what is that, mase? Or is this yuca? I don't know what this is. Mase? Mase, no sé. What is mase? Bro, what the fuck? What are these products? Yo, we are cooked.